Party people, how you feeling?
All right. All right. How are you guys feeling tonight? How's everybody feeling tonight? I trust your tummies are full and you're ready to talk some football. That's what this is all about. You are at the intersection of food and football, and we're going to have a good time tonight talking mostly NFC South, but you never know where the conversation's going to go. It could go anywhere. We're going to I'm sure. Yeah, listen, it's been a bit of a week here at Bucks Report. It's been a little bit crazy, but let's bring it all back home and talk football, because that is what this is all about. I'm excited to look forward to this week's game. You guys, one thing that many of you don't know about me, like, we all have our favorite teams. We all talk about our favorite teams, okay? But what about your least favorite teams? And that's something I want to talk about tonight. Who are the teams that you hate? The teams you hate. The teams you want to beat and beat bad. The teams you almost want to see lose as much as you want to see your teams win. For me, it's the Atlanta Falcons. I'm all about watching the Atlanta Falcons fall short. So for me, that's a bit exciting. They thought that the Buccaneers can travel to Atlanta and play a game in, I'll say it, I'll bring it up, Megatron's butthole, because that's what the stadium looks like. To travel to Megatron's butthole and beat the stinking Falcons. It's a beautiful thought to me. Man, I love that. So let's see what happens. We've got some exciting, some interesting games that took place this weekend and some ones that weren't so interesting. We'll talk about both of them. This is going to be a great show. I think since this is NFC South talk, to be honest with you, even though this is on Bucks Report, to me, the first story, the big story, the first thing I want to talk about, how about them Eagles? How about them Eagles? What the heck? What the heck? What happened? I mean, if there's ever been a better example of Any Given Sunday, I mean, that's about as great of an example as you're ever going to see. What the heck was that? I mean, there's no explanation for that. There isn't. Or is there? And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. I'm pretty excited about this week, watching some of these teams fall and seeing what's going to happen. Now, the Bucks mathematically are not eliminated from the NFC South. Look, I wasn't that good at math. All right, I wasn't, but what wild card position are the Bucks going to end up in? All right, let's. I was looking at some posts today, and they're all like, "We can still win the division." You know, you can't. All right, it's not going to happen. The Saints are not going to lose everything. The Bucks win out everything. I think the Bucks very likely might win out. I don't know. I think the Falcons can still take a game from them. I don't think Detroit will. But I think I think we're heading into something interesting. The freaking Eagles beat the Saints. What the heck? I mean, I really want to hear from you guys about what the heck you think that's all about. I'm going to put the chat in the chat right now. I'm going to put a link so you guys can come on. It can be audio or video. If you come in, I'm going to put a link up. You can come in audio or video. Video if you've got the guts. If you're purty enough, come on. Let's talk. And otherwise, if you really are a chicken, I'll go ahead and put up a banner here that has the phone number that you can reach. You can call in. You can call in at 678-825-5263. 678-TALK, the number 2, me. and we will talk. And I've got lots of stuff to talk about, but I really want to talk about to start off the show. I want to talk about the Eagles handing the Saints a dose of reality, because that's what happened. The Saints, all of a sudden, flying high, feeling like they can't be beat, feeling like, oh, hey, look, we can't be beat without Drew Brees. We're better without Brees than we are with Brees. Wow, did the clock strike midnight on that team? Holy cow. The film is out on Taysom Hill, and people are starting to figure it out, I think. I think maybe the clock's ticking on the Taysom Hill experiment, because they didn't just lose to any old team. They lost to a bad team. Okay, they got their butt kicked by a bad team. And I'm sorry, but that wasn't a Thursday night. It wasn't. There was just no excuse for what happened. So I'm interested to see as we move forward what happens with the Saints. But I think just like the Steelers, I think you're seeing reality start to set in. Sometimes this happens. Teams look better than they are. Sometimes teams look worse than they are. And then reality starts to the water finds its level, and you start to find out what the truth is about these teams. And I think New Orleans has been playing over its head. You want to go into the playoffs hot. You want to be on a roll. You want to be hot when you go into the playoffs. And I think the Saints went in. I think the Saints, now, I could be wrong. They could win out. That wouldn't shock me. Okay. But I think that the Saints peaked already. We're going to find out. We are going to find out. They played the Chiefs. Oof. They played the Chiefs this week, I believe. Ouch. The Chargers decimated the Falcons. Oof. How's that going to affect them this week? I want to talk. Talk to me. 678, talk to me. Give me a call. Let's talk about that. And the Panthers. Okay. Guys, I want to talk about this. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, I've lived in a couple of cities that have NFL teams. This is now my third city that I've lived in with an NFL team. And I also lived in Connecticut outside of New York. So you can add that in a little bit. So I want to say something about Charlotte. I had, if I did not know that there was an NFL football team here already, I wouldn't know it now. Nobody's talking about it. Fact, I have seen more Baltimore Ravens jerseys, hats, and caps than I have seen Charlotte stuff. I don't know what the deal is with this town. Maybe I'm just used to the South, right? The heart of the South. I'm used to where football is king in Florida and Georgia, and it's not here. Nobody talks sports. Nobody's talking about this stuff. I hear a little bit about college football, but I don't know what the deal is here in Charlotte. The fans just aren't interested in the Panthers. Now, I get it, but even when the Buccaneers sucked, which is a lot, people at least talk about how the Buccaneers sucked. I know that in Tampa they did. I mean, they complained, they griped, they moaned. Okay. That's fine. At least they're talking. At least they're relevant. At least they exist. You're not getting anything here. So I don't know, man. There's nothing about the Panthers in Charlotte. They might as well not even be playing a season. I think everybody's already checked out until next year. I think that's all they're doing. They're just kind of biding time, waiting, whatever. I've met one lady, an elderly lady, who was decked out in Panthers gear, and it was not a Sunday, and she went on and on about how much she loves the Panthers. Nobody else. I know Pittsburgh fans. I know Baltimore fans. Heck, man, I've met Buccaneers fans. Panthers fans, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, I've never heard that Charlotte's a terrible sports town. So I'm guessing I'm just missing something, or maybe it's just this year. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. Now, there was also another game that some of you might have heard about. The Bucs played the Minnesota Vikings. I don't want to talk about that. I want to get into that, and then we'll get to our guests, our first guests. But I want to talk about the Bucs Vikings because, to me, there's a little bit to be concerned about, and there's a lot to feel better about. Now, first of all, I want to say this. The Buccaneers ran the football, and it made all the difference in the world. So let's start with that positive. That I'll circle back around to, all right? But once again, a slow start. Now, the defense didn't start as slow. They stopped they stopped them on the first drive. Offense got stopped the first two drives, I believe. So I don't know what's going on there. I mean, the offense just has got, I don't know why the offense cannot do well. And if you notice on the first drive for the Bucs, the first two run plays put them in like 3rd and 2. And what'd they do? Go deep, because that's what they do. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me. So what do? You have Ronald Jones, who's having a good game. You have LaShawn McCoy, who's obviously a better back right now. He's obviously they have, there's something going on with Leonard Fournette. I'm guessing it might be complaining or something behind the scenes. I don't know. It's a guess. That's a guess. But Leonard Fournette all of a sudden inactive for the game. What the heck? I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn was active. Something seems like it's up there. But, to me, I have to laugh at this, and I'm going to have this conversation. For those of you who watch the Sports Web, last night you saw kind of a pathetic thing happen where let me just say this. We all know Peter has been touting that Ronald Jones needs more carries. Ronald Jones needs the ball more. It'll be the best thing for this team. Al Keck comes on and says, I mean, he's always touting Leonard Fournette. And last night I had to laugh because Al Keck was like, I talked to these coaches and they say Fournette's a better running back. Really? Then why did they make him inactive? Why did they deactivate him? I think there's a reason for that. Okay, you talk about how smart the coaches are and that they know better. Okay. So anyway, if you happen to see Peter's show last night, the display that went on there, Peter Blake, I don't know if you're hearing this or not, but if so, you are a class act. You handled yourself professionally. You handled yourself gracefully, given the situation you were in. You were put in a situation where somebody pushed and pushed and pushed, and you kept giving them more and more and more rope to hang themselves, and they obliged. So listen, here's the bottom line. The Buccaneers ran the ball and ran the ball well, and they did it with LaShawn McCoy and Ronald Jones. They had the best running attack they've had with LaShawn McCoy and Ronald Jones. What does that say? Perhaps they need to move forward, continuing this attack, continuing this means, continuing doing what they're doing. So, guys, it was an exciting game. It was fun. They started slow, and that's still a problem. They didn't start as slow defensively. They held them on the first drive. Immediately 3 and out on the next drive, and then when the Bucks got the ball, and then they allowed a touchdown. But let's be honest, guys, after that first touchdown, they didn't allow much after that. Now, anybody who says it was because their kicker was missing kicks, well, first of all, even if you add all those points, the Bucks still won. So that's a silly reason. That's silly reasoning. And the Bucks held them to field goal attempts. The Bucks were sacking them, by the way, to make the field goals not simple, easy field goals. So the bottom line is the team played well. If you're worried, if you're upset, if you're angry, if you're mad, if you're worried and stressing over this team, guys, I don't know what you want. They just beat a team that was in a playoff seed. They just beat them handily. You're just looking at excuses to complain at this point. All right, let's bring somebody in here. I'm going to bring in my first guest, Jacob Charnow. Brother, how you doing, my friend?
What's going on, Rick? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I stayed calm.
Yes.
I stayed calm. I was ready to go off, and I stayed calm. I
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jacob, let's bring somebody else in here. We've got Matt Colson. Matt from Oklahoma is going to come in here and tell me why I'm wrong, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Tell me why we need to be panicking and why we need to worry and why we need to be disappointed. Go ahead, Matt. Let me have it.
Taco Tuesday.
I need more than that.
It's Taco Tuesday.
I want to know
taco.
what you had. You tell me everything you had for dinner.
That was it.
Just
Soft
tacos?
tacos.
Look,
Oh, man.
tacos? What are we talking about?
I got the hamburger. I got the McCormick taco stuff.
Okay.
And some flour tortillas and a little bit of Mexican cheese. And I just rolled up about 8 of them and overate, which is good.
Good thing
We're
to do.
snowed in. I got 6 inches of snow over the last 2 days. So
Oh, man.
can't go anywhere.
No, that's a good thing to do on a Taco Tuesday. Jacob, what'd you have for dinner?
Oh, I had what I have. So my mom made some turkey legs.
That's
They were solid.
Wow.
They were really good. And then these like little potato things. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe them. They were like roasted potatoes. I made those. I hand cut potatoes and made some dinner for myself.
nice.
But
I
sprinkle a
got to
little
tell you, I
oil
can't
on
really have potatoes, but I wish that I could. I'm doing the low carb thing.
Yeah.
And some people, they struggle without like no sweets. For me, I swear to God, it's potatoes.
Yeah, it's hard because
Yeah.
you get it so many different ways
Yeah.
that like it's really hard to avoid. Like sweets, I could do 100%. I don't think I did that whole low carb thing for a while. I can get rid of bread. Bread is easy for me because
Right.
most of my meals are protein. Is just a protein and a vegetable. But potatoes are really hard for me to avoid.
Okay. Wow. For me, potatoes are, that's a tough thing.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Jacob, I'm going to start with you. Let's take a quick tour through the NFC South. All right.
Absolutely.
First of all, let's get to the Bucks last. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start with the Panthers because somebody somewhere needs to talk about the Panthers.
I will. I will gladly talk about that. Okay. Here's
Talk
my
to me.
thing. Okay. The Panthers are like a team that I talk about a ton because I have a thing for Matt Rule. I love the Matt Rule hire because I wanted the Jets to hire him, but our dumb little general manager Mike McCagnon was like, "You guys can't pick your coaching staff," because he was enamored with Greg Williams. He'd basically already given him the job,
Right.
and it was I think Bill Parcells who was like, told Matt Rule, "Don't take the job if you can't pick your own coaching staff." Now he's in Carolina, is doing a great job. And listen, they're a very solid team. They're very young. Right, Teddy Bridgewater is much younger than I thought he was.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey is probably the best running back in the league. He's just been hurt, so his name hasn't really been in that conversation as much.
Right.
their wide receiving core is really underrated. I love DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Robbie Anderson has been fantastic. And then, a very solid offense. I love what Matt Rule's done. Very creative. Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, has been fantastic over there. And then this defense is just very young. They're going to build on that during the offseason. That's going to be probably a focal point of their offseason is going to be bringing guys, developing these young guys, right? Jeremy Chin, that kid they drafted, he's been fantastic. He's in the defensive rookie of the year conversation.
Right.
Derek Brown, that defensive lineman's been really, really good. So I like where the Panthers are as a team, and I like where their coaching's at, and they just need to develop this defense. But they're a very solid football team, and for years to come, they will be very solid.
They will be
Now, right?
solid
Yeah,
football team.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I don't know that they are, and that's what I cannot understand why nobody here acknowledges their existence.
Right.
It's bizarre.
Right.
I mean, I barely hear about them on TV. There's one channel that I see that does quite a bit of coverage. I don't see
Right.
anything else. It's weird.
And you're in Charlotte, so there's
Yeah.
like everywhere else. No one's talking about the Panthers. You're
No,
right.
I'm here right in the middle of it, and nobody's talking about
Right.
it.
But,
So,
but Charlotte is a basketball city. That's
Yeah.
Duke, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's the blood and guts out there. It's like in Kentucky when they go. Kentucky doesn't have a football team. Even when Louisville
Right.
was winning and everything else, you don't care. It was
Right.
always go Big Blue or Cardinals. When I lived there, I lived in Lexington for 8 years, and we didn't talk about Cincinnati football. We didn't
Right.
talk about anything but Tennessee. They talked about the Knoxville game every year. That was a blast to go to,
Right.
but there was no football fans. It was all about basketball. And
Well,
that's the
I'm not
Cardinals.
even hearing basketball. I'm really, like I said, the only thing I've met more Ravens and Steelers fans than anything. It's just weird.
Isn't Charlotte part of the tech triangle you got up there?
Well, it's
Banks and
banking. I don't know if it's tech or
software.
not. Yeah.
I just wonder if maybe it's a transient city, kind of like Phoenix was. I lived
Well, I
in
don't know.
Phoenix during Denny
Compared to
Green's
Atlanta, I don't know.
Well, Atlanta's got all the sports, though. They used to be great.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were in the World Series. They were in the playoffs. They did
Yeah.
everything in baseball. And then they had a respectable Falcons team for a few years. And then
For a
the
few
guy
years.
got arrested for a couple of dogs, but that messed everything up.
Yeah.
Even up here, like people really just talk. The main thing here is baseball up in New Jersey because we have
Right.
the Yankees and the Mets. We don't. There is football talk. It's there. It's not as
Right.
passionate as baseball. Same thing with basketball. I mean, Knicks fans are passionate. I haven't really met a ton of passionate Nets fans, and that's not a shot at Nets fans. It's
Right.
just they're a newer team, and if you live in New York, chances are you're a Nets fan. You're a Knicks fan. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm just adjusting because I've noticed that Charlotte, while it's quote unquote in the South,
It's not.
it's not. You're kind of, it's a whole different vibe, and sports wise, and just everything. It's not Southern like I'm used to, and that's not a complaint. I actually think this is a very nice city. I've got nothing but good things to say about this city. It's been very, very good to me. I like the city. I like the people here. Everything about it so far I've liked. Other than there are not enough Popeyes fried chickens, and there are not enough. There are no Crystals for Crystal burgers here. Now, Jacob,
That's
you might
White
not
Castle
know what that
country,
is.
isn't it?
No, they don't have White Castle. They don't have Crystal.
Oh, we have White Castle here.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we
do in
don't have
New York.
either one, and to me, that's a travesty.
That is.
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah.
live off of that Crystals. It was on Kennedy Boulevard down
Yeah.
south of the stadium
Yep.
in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Hit that place at 3:00 and get a whole bag of hamburgers. And
Been
we're
there
off to the
many,
beach.
many times, my friend. Been through that drive-through. I don't even know how many times.
I've never had what's it called? It's a place. Oh, I think it's in the South. It's a fast food place. It's like really good chicken. Cane's. I've never had Cane's. I've
Cane's?
heard
No,
that.
yeah, it's not in the South. I think it's more like Texas.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was Herman Cain's, the guy that ran for president. He ran that company.
Okay.
And
I've heard the chicken there is like ridiculous, and the sauce. I don't know. I've heard it's just
bomb
Chick-fil-A.
diggity, buddy. That
Yeah.
is the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I've only had Popeyes. Like I'm in Bojangles country. I mean, you would think Bojangles is church here. It's hilarious to me. I mean, like I'm used to everywhere I've been, you see Starbucks everywhere and Dunkin' Donuts, like, all those things are like on every other block. Here it's Bojangles.
Do they have Krispy Kreme?
They do, only a few of them. I mean,
Oh,
not a
cool.
lot. Not a lot.
Krispy Kreme is I could live off of Krispy Kreme.
Not long.
Not for
No,
long.
no,
I was
you're
gonna
right.
say,
No.
no, you couldn't. Yeah, no, you couldn't.
I
Okay.
used to get those on Friday morning meetings when I was working for AT&T in Phoenix.
Uh-huh.
And that place would be wrapped every morning from 6 a.m. until 8:15. It was just cars all the way around the block.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you get them and they're just dripping with so much sugar. It was like an instant diabetic rush.
Oh, wow.
But man, I could wax a dozen Krispy Kremes. I just tear
They're
through them like nothing.
Delicious.
Yeah.
They're
But they're
delicious.
bad. They're
Yeah.
right on your butt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we got some comments here. Hold on. Let me go through these real quick. Let me see what we got here. Dark Ages says, oh, wait, hold on. Mike DeRoche talks about, I'm trying to pull it up here. There we go. Charlotte Checkers rule.
Checkers is a hamburger joint.
I've not seen a Checkers since I got here.
They used to be all over St. Petersburg and Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
They're
had
not here.
They were like toll booths, and you drove
Yeah.
through them.
Yep. They don't have them here that I know of. I've not seen one. Okay, Dark Sage 9117. Don't tell me you have a question. Ask the question. Come on here. Come on here. You can call 678-825-5263, or I put the link in the chat box. I'll put it in here again for you in just a second. But Mike DeRoche says the Rangers, Islanders, Devils. Jacob.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not a huge hockey guy, but I'm probably Devils.
Okay, let's see. Tim Weatherspoon says, how many Waffle Houses and Bojangles do you have? Bojangles everywhere. Waffle Houses. Look, man, I came from Atlanta. There's Waffle Houses like every place.
We don't. I've never been to Waffle House.
In Winnipeg. All right, Dark Sage says, Matt had brought up Atlanta and how the teams in the city used to always be in the hunt for titles year in and year out. Tampa Bay has done well with what they have, but do you guys think the Buccaneers should follow the St. Louis Cardinals approach to building a team, focus on long-term stability and success, and be strategic in everything they do, rather than go for the win now approach that many teams adopt? Okay, St. Louis Cardinals. I'm guessing you're talking baseball here because they're football is no longer. I mean, that was years ago. So if you're talking baseball, look, the Cardinals are one of the most successful teams in history. It's hard to say you shouldn't pay attention to what they do. But what the Rays have done on a shoestring budget is phenomenal. And that's really all the baseball I want to talk. So that's that. Apparently Canes is also in Louisiana. Checkers is an AHL hockey team. Didn't even know that.
I didn't even know what the AHL was, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. So yeah, I think we're all caught up on that.
Can I go back to football?
Yeah, Matt, do it, please.
Okay. First of all, the thing about Charlotte, I agree with Jacob. They pretty much flushed and rinsed when they got rid of the coach and they started over. Luke left and everybody else retired or went to another team.
Right.
But Bridgewater is the keystone, and they got McCafferty, and they got a young defense that will build. And I got to believe that in the next 2 years, they're going to be somebody to talk about again.
Okay.
And maybe Charlotte will wake up. I don't know. But they're not – this year they scare me because you never know. They might come together on one game and just blow your socks off.
Well,
And Bridgewater's
to
not
scare
a-
you. We already beat them twice.
Do what?
We already beat them twice.
Well, we did, but not everybody has.
Well, they don't
They've
scare
been
me. They
entertaining to watch.
Yeah, please come on in, win some games now. That's okay. Maybe you'll knock somebody of value off.
Like the Saints. I agree with you that they're playing over their heads. I can't believe they're gone undefeated with that substitute quarterback running back guy they got.
Yeah, that's trickeration by the head coach. That is Sean Payton
doing his thing.
doing Sean Payton things. I mean, it's sleight of hand.
But Breezy's coming back. I read today that he's coming back next week.
He is for sure, or they're just saying maybe.
It's a definite maybe.
I heard they're not rushing him and that they might just bring him back for playoffs.
Well, they're in the lock right now, so the only thing they got to lose is us catching up to them if they lose 2 or 3 more games. Ray Kennedy put out a Facebook post yesterday or today talking about all that's got to happen for us to win the division is New Orleans has got to lose to blah, 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 and blah. And we got to win out. Which,
is that all?
That's all. And I told him Harry the Greek wouldn't approve that wager. It would not happen.
that would not pass Harry the Greek standards.
No, that
You're
wouldn't
gonna put money on the Saints losing every game from here on out, and the Buccaneers winning every game here on out.
Right.
If that happens, you could probably, if you bet on that, you could probably win some pretty good money.
$20 would probably get you $2,000, don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking for a new guitar, so maybe I should try that.
There you go.
Call Harry and see if he can hook me up with somebody.
There you go.
But right now, going back to football again, you got the Saints doing their thing, and since they've already won the division, I'm hoping that they decelerate while we accelerate, and when we get to the end of the year as a wild card team and we have to face them, that we smush them down in the ground like they did to us.
Yeah.
And then get Winston and hand him a couple L's instead of his edible wins or whatever the hell he was doing. I think we have a better chance of running the rest of the season out than the Saints do. And if we go into it hot, we're going to be a lot better off than where they're doing. I saw that, Jacob. W thing. Oh my God.
It's sort of a JPP thing.
Yeah, that's not nice. JPP does more with 8 fingers than a lot of people can do.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
He has more interceptions than Jamal Adams does. I'm just going to drop that. He has more interceptions in his career than Jamal Adams does.
The guy can catch. He's got some mitts. I'll tell you what.
They're more like mittens, but yes.
On the one hand, I think he's missing 2 fingers. It kind of looks like a lobster boy kind of action.
Yeah, it's or 2.5, something like, I don't know what it is. One of them's a half. I know that, but
I'll tell you what, with a broken neck and 8 fingers, he does a hell of a lot. And
that guy is a beast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if that's one guy, I would say I sure hope he goes into the Hall of Fame on first ballot. I don't know whether he'll go in as a Giant or a Buck, but who knows?
Well, if he gets a ring with us, does he have one from New York?
Probably. 2012.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, he got one with Eli, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was going to say we'd have the ring. He'd probably hang with us.
The thing is, remember, he went to college in Tampa. He went to USF, so he's got a love for the city. So I don't know. I mean, if they win a ring with him there, it's very possible.
I think possible. That would be kind of cool. We need more Buccaneers in Canton.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing I was going to mention, not to bring up that subject, but our running back situation, I was on his side, what he was saying at the beginning about Rojo's the most explosive, but he's missing some parts. I kind of saw where he was coming from with that. I didn't like where he went to.
But what Peter was
right
saying was accurate when he was saying, yes, he's not one of the best backs in history. Okay. Right. But he is the running back that gives the Buccaneers the greatest chance of winning.
I agree with that.
And that's all Peter kept trying to say.
Okay. Well, then we are on the same page. I don't think he's ever going to go in the same category as some of the good SEC running backs
but nobody's trying to put him there. Nobody's trying to put him there. They're saying Peter repeated the sentiment over and over. He kept saying he's the running back on the team that gives the Buccaneers the best chance to win.
Yeah,
and he does.
As a runner, he does.
Yes, and the problem came in and I don't want to get too deep into this,
Yeah, I'm trying to
but
skim through
where
it. and
the
go
where
by
the problem came in with that entire discussion, and I'm just screw it. Look,
it.
you got an old has-been, and you tend to feel sorry for those guys. And the bottom line is this: I can tell you that his ratings have sucked here on Bucks Report. And everybody kept supporting him and wanting him to be there and not jumping his case and not getting rid of him because it was out of respect. And for him to come back and dish out a lack of respect to his biggest supporter,
Yeah,
you know, I'm sorry.
there was a plenty of
3
chance
years
for him
of
to
being a
back off and say,
jackass.
"Okay." Yeah, I'll just leave it alone. I just was bringing up the weakness that I talked to you about on Sunday night.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to avoid it. Sorry.
I'm going to let it. All I'm talking about is Buccaneer football.
Yeah.
Me,
No, I agree. I agree.
that's the thing that is the glaring weakness on our team. We've got receivers.
Wait, what's the glaring weakness?
We don't have a Kamara. We don't have a
You don't need one.
McCaffrey.
One team has a Kamara. How
They're
many
doing
teams
pretty
do you
well.
think have a Kamara?
Here's my thing with that, right? The Buccaneers, and I'm gonna be very blatantly honest here. And I know this might not sit well with some people, but when you don't run the ball, when you guys don't give Ronald Jones the football, you are a mediocre football team.
I agree with that.
Mediocre. When you start giving Ronald Jones the ball, you look like a good to elite football team. You look like the team that you put together during this offseason. And that should be the end of the discussion. I don't even want to get into it again, but
the reason that worked out like that though this past weekend, Jacob, is the opponent was playing from behind, so their running game was not even going to be involved really. So we're stacking them every other turn because of the fact that they were one-dimensional.
But that's good
And
football.
we have been that way before on our side of the ball for the last couple of 3 weeks, where they decided for whatever damn reason they weren't going to run the ball at all.
Right. It's just insane.
Because if the run game isn't working one game, that's a different. If you're playing a team that has a run defense, there's no one. But if you're playing a team that has a run defense like the Buccaneers, then you start looking at other options. Then you game plan accordingly. But when you're playing teams that don't have a great run defense and you're still running the ball, you're still not running the ball. It's not even like you're not running the ball. The run game isn't even like part of your offense. That's when you start facing a problem.
I want to point this out. When the Vikings were down by, I forgot the number of points that they were at the most. I forgot what the greatest gap was in the game. I think it was 7 points more than what it is now. Hold on, we got a call coming in. Let me grab this.
Hello.
Hey, this is Rick. You are on What's Cooking in the South. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Rick. This is Jeff. How are you?
Good. How are you, Jeff?
Pretty good. I actually have an interesting question for you
Well,
guys. I wanted to ask you.
You don't get to ask it yet. First of all,
right.
you have to tell us what you had for dinner.
I didn't really have dinner today.
What'd you have for lunch?
I had steak.
You had steak. He's letting that slide. I didn't have dinner. I had steak for lunch.
Yes.
Well, okay, you win. Okay, so go ahead, ask your question, Jeff.
Yeah. So I noticed you guys were talking about how Tampa Bay at times like struggles with different sections of of their team and all that. I was just curious. Do you guys think that small market teams in the NFL like Tampa, maybe teams like, I still call them the San Diego Chargers, should maybe follow the St. Louis Cardinals approach to building teams for long-term success? I want to be clear. I understand that in baseball, these teams have, no salary cap, so they can just throw money at things. I'm talking about more like management-wise, like building, developing players that you have, building around what you have. Because it seems like Tampa and a lot of these teams, all these years, they can't compete with teams like the Patriots and the Giants because they're the big market teams And
Well,
teams like Tampa,
it doesn't matter
small
like
market.
baseball. It doesn't matter like baseball because there's a salary cap. Whether you're a big market team or that's the difference in football. That's what's great about football is you have a salary cap. Every team has the same size payroll. So whether you're in a big market or a small market, it doesn't matter. That's why the Jets suck every year. Sorry, Jacob. That's why the Giants suck every year. It's because it doesn't matter whether you're in a big market or a small market. That's why Kansas City won last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I think part of it, like when you're talking about, how baseball is approaching rebuilding a team versus football, the average length of a football player's career ranges somewhere between 2 to 6 years, right, in the league, right? It would be inefficient to run a team like that, like baseball, because you have guys that can play into their 40s, and people that are playing at age 31 are still considered young when you're
Right.
when you're playing in football. If you're 31, you're, if not already out of the league, you're getting there. So you can't, it's hard to build a team like baseball, like you said too, with the salary cap. It's just a completely different monster. But I get what you're saying about, these small market teams maybe wanting to do that. But if you're chances are if you're in a small market town, most of the time you're not going to start. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Like you said, Kansas City, it's not a huge market for sports, but they're still a really good football team.
Well, one thing you got to remember too is that and Rick's talked about this in the past about the Buccaneers. You've got teams like Kansas City's had Andy there forever, and you've got Belichick up in the Northeast, and you've got Tomlin in Pittsburgh. We don't have the continuity of the coaching staff.
That's exactly right.
To build a theme. Basically, is what we're doing here. We're building up a team to somebody's vision, and we're plugging in the parts, and they're staying with that system.
Right
now, we're in like the second or third stanza of that, and we're reaping the benefits. I don't agree with necessarily buying a team like Steinbrenner. That's one thing that scared me about.
But the
what
Patriots did this. The Patriots did this year after year after year after year. The Patriots weren't raising up these guys. The Patriots were getting guys off the scrap heap who came from other teams cast-offs, and they were filling in the team and making the team, and they were losing people and cutting people constantly that still had years left on their career and filling in with other people who were willing to go to New England cheap. So I don't know.
That's the way that they were able to do it because of the system that Robert Kraft and Belichick put together. And Brady was the key because he never took one of those Hollywood contracts.
Right.
He didn't need to. His wife has more money than he does.
Right. He didn't need the football money. He just wanted to play.
Yeah.
And that's a benefit that you can't repeat everywhere.
No, I know. Yeah.
That's why he went to Tampa.
For that. Kansas City's going to pay for that career contract that they gave Patrick Mahomes.
Maybe. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with that. I still say that's a sexy looking contract and sexy numbers right now, but let's wait and see what happens with that.
Look at Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck had this huge contract. Never was like, it's Andrew. Like, what a great guy to lock up.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. He has to retire. Now, guess what? You have all this money that's still going to Andrew Luck. And now you're in a situation.
Pay him. They decided when he had to retire that they were going to pay out his contract.
Right.
That effect. And so that was an option that the team decided they were going to do. It wasn't something they had to do, because normally if you get KOA'd, basically, you can just write off your retirement.
Yeah.
And the rest of that's all gone.
Yeah.
But I don't think Mahomes is going to stay on the high money train the whole way, because he's getting so many endorsements that he's kind of like everywhere. He's as bad as Baker Mayfield. Everywhere you turn, there's a Patrick Mahomes commercial.
Patrick Mahomes is going to end up being the LeBron James of football. He's going to be. No. I think that he's going to be constantly getting these money. Yeah. Well, he's going to start winning. It's going to start being all right, well, we're going to see who's Mahomes going to play in the AFC Championship this year. That's what we're going to start seeing.
I don't know about that. I think everybody's jumping the gun on that.
I think that this team.
Everybody, I don't like it's a foregone conclusion, and I just don't think that's the case. Listen, man, and first of all, Andy Reid is old. Okay,
barring injury, I'll say.
And Andy Reid is old. And barring an injury, I don't know. Jeff, you got any more questions for us?
I just want to say though too that I hope, because I'm a Bears fan, so my team's been, my team sucked for 30 something years. I just hope that Tampa Bay can, start to turn it around, because I know they won one Super Bowl, and I think it was 2002 when they beat the Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that the fans can enjoy a lot of success with Tampa
Yeah.
because I think they have a chance to overtake the Dolphins. Because what the hell have the Dolphins done in the last 30?
Well,
40 years?
I think they kind of already have overtaken the Dolphins. I mean, I lived in Florida, I lived in Orlando, and when I was little, everybody was a Dolphins fan. Nobody was a Dolphins fan. You know,
Miami seems like a basketball city now too.
yeah, it just or I don't even know what it's not even a
It's not
sports
even a
town.
sports city. They only
No.
show up if you're winning. They come empty all year long, and then if you make the playoffs, they fill up the stadiums.
Yeah.
But it doesn't,
It's called not being a real fan.
well,
Yeah.
it's called a transient population that's all from somewhere else. Everybody in Florida is from somewhere else except
Yeah.
for me, and I'm not living
Yeah,
there.
you're right.
So that's the way
Right.
that is. I'm going to cut out of here, guys. I had fun, and I hope you all have a good evening.
All right, thanks, Matt.
See you,
Thanks, and come back.
I'll try to check back tomorrow, probably. How about that?
Okay, have a great night.
Have a good night, guys.
I
Peace,
think tacos are getting to him.
Yeah.
Jeff, you got any more for us, brother?
I'm good for now. Thank
All right,
you.
save the number. Call again.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring Harry the Greek.
Yes.
Harry, wake up. I know you've been sitting there forever.
What?
How you doing, Harry?
Oh, I'm
The
on.
the trio's back.
Harry?
The trio.
Harry, we're showing a lot of TV behind you, and there's going to be there can be copyright things.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You're not blocking enough of the TV.
All right. Take me off for a second.
Okay, working on it. There you go. All right. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Let me kind of go through a couple of things here that when I as I've done a little bit of digging, okay, and looking at the Buccaneers' efficiency in the offense, and you were talking a little bit about that, Jacob. You were talking about when they run the ball and all of this. One of the statistics that I saw that I thought was pretty interesting is when Brady throws an interception, they're 1-4. When Brady doesn't throw a pick, they're 7-1.
Well, I want to. All right. So here's something interesting. I'll do research on this too, but I want to see how many times Brady's throwing the ball in those games that he's throwing a pick, and how many times he's throwing the ball in the games where he doesn't.
I don't even think you need to. I don't know how much research you need to do, but I will back you up 100% and say, yeah, he's throwing the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So let me bring Harry in. Hey, Harry, sorry about that, brother. And let me bring in the dude. Hey, dude, how you doing?
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year! First of all,
Hello for you, my friend.
let me start with Harry. What'd you have for dinner?
Dinner? Eating's for rich
Why
people.
does everybody act shocked? Whenever I ask this question on the show, all my guests go, "What? Dinner?"
Eating is for rich people, guys. What are you kidding me? No.
What did you eat?
For dinner, I had something pretty American. Lamb chops.
That is news.
Lamb chops, Grecian style, of course. And I had some root vegetables that I roasted, which were beets, parsnips with carrots, sweet potatoes tossed in a glaze.
And this was he said it was American, but before that he took a bath in feta cheese. So just to make sure that
Just to be clear,
Well,
Dude,
I didn't want to tell you
for
that
dinner?
I had the choriatiki, which is the Greek village salad. By the way, for those of you guys don't know what a village salad is, it's a salad without lettuce. So anybody that thinks they're getting a Greek salad, a real Greek salad does not have lettuce in it. Just to let you know.
Harry, can I ask you something super random about Greek food?
Dude,
What is in one of those grape leaves? I've never had one, but I like. What do you put inside of that? Because they look so good.
They are really good. It's a great question. They make that. They're called dolmadas. You might want to write it down. Dolmadas. They come two different ways. They come as a stuffed cabbage leaf, or they come in a stuffed grape leaf. And in a typical stuffed cabbage, it's almost like a meatball with rice. That's like really,
that's
solid.
stuffed cabbage for any Polak,
But in the Greek way,
yeah.
the Greek way, it's if you open it up, it's very fluffy. It's very fragrant. There's a little bit of ground beef. There's a particular rice that they use. It's called abora. It's salt, pepper, whole garlic, and lots of dill. And I know
Well,
Rick likes
anytime
dill.
Dill is around, I'm happy. Dude, are you
Yes,
there?
sir.
All right. Your turn. Batter up. What'd you have for dinner?
Well, the dude had 2 White Russians and a Camel non-filter, sir.
So the usual?
The usual.
Yeah.
Or what we call Taco Tuesday here at the Dude House.
There are no tacos. It's just White Russians. Yeah, you ate Russian tonight, right? That's what it is.
Yes, comrade. By the way, shout out earlier tonight. We got to see here on Bucks Report. All you lucky viewers out there got to see
Absolutely.
the debut of Hard Count Football on Bucks Report with your host Jacob Charnow.
Count football.
Yeah,
It's an intense name, I know.
I felt like as I was saying that, somehow I was going to make it sound perverted, so I had to back off. I want to point out again.
You ready? Here we go. You ready?
I love that.
Yeah. Hey, can you just do the whole show like that, bro? Hey,
You got to start taking colors like that.
hey, you want to see Jacob smile? Watch this, guys. So for everybody listening, everybody watching, Hard Count Football, 7 p.m. Tuesday night from this point forward, live on Bucks Report, Twitter, Facebook, all over the freaking internet. Go to the Hard Count Football Podcast YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Don't be an idiot. But anyway, you want to see Jacob smile?
All right.
I want to point out that here's a kid, and I say the word kid, and here comes the
This
smile.
is gonna be beautiful. I know where this is going.
This kid has done more at 16 years old in broadcasting than a lot of these people have.
In 40
th-
years.
This is a 16-year-old kid who doesn't get his panties all in a bunch. If there's a debate, this is a 16-year-old kid, and the reason he's smiling is I promised him on my own accord off air that I quit bringing up his age. But for the love of God, okay, think about Facebook and social media the past year to 18 months. Most posts that we have seen about 16 or teenage kids were either eating Tide Pods. Let's see. There was what was the other challenge that all the teenagers were doing? Oh, they're making like TikTok videos of randomly just punching people.
Oh, people were eating slime. That was a good one. People were eating like borax. Like it was,
I mean, people were doing crazy stuff.
The hot pepper challenge.
Wait, I'm about to drop something. This is crazy to me. And I don't know if I'm just new to this. I had no idea that the dude was Keith. I had no idea.
Dude,
Who's Keith?
there's no
Dude,
reason.
Hey, I'm gonna quote the president of the United States right now.
Who's Keith?
You're fired. No, just kidding.
This show's getting deleted the moment it's off the air.
It's okay. Hey, guys. Again, no reason to get your panties in a bunch.
Hey, can I point out something?
hold on, honey. That's not my jockstrap. Take that outside. Mail it to that address in St. Pete. Send it to 1025 The Bone.
All I'm going to
Address
say is
it the idiot.
our early show today outperformed when it comes to views what we've been getting on Tuesdays for the early show.
Exactly. The good news is look forward across all social media platforms for the announcement. The dude will be selling his previously worn undergarments on the dude's undergarments because you're a weirdo.com. Just to prove that they're mine, I personally signed them. I'll personalize them to you.
Always DNA test the skid mark.
No, well, see, the dude doesn't wear anything that could handle a skid mark. Okay, so
In a thong.
but as I transition from talking about men's underwear to Jacob, no, seriously, bro, great job tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put it to you this way. and you two were on the show, so everybody who didn't see it, check it out. You just gotta scroll down like one finger scroll below this show, and you'll find Jacob's show. Some serious NFL updates, some serious NFL content, but most importantly, from a New York Jets fan, who is still in his teen years, actual Buccaneer conversation that had common sense, thought, and rationality to it. You know, something that 99% of all you out there can't do. Oh, and by the way, none of his segment was recorded.
It was all live.
It was? Really? It's
I mean,
not
I guess we could
recorded?
make the argument that you recorded it live, but anyway, let's not go too far down the path there, though.
I'll start
I
hearing
wanna
that
go
one.
down
That-
the
I'll
rabbit
start
hole.
hearing that one. That I pre-record all my shows. That's I can't wait for that comment. I can't wait for that.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did the 16-year-old just give a zing to the veteran? I love it.
I don't think there's any doubt. Listen, man.
I don't even know if Jacob knows what he's involved in right now.
No, he knows. He
Okay,
actually
good.
called in last night. He was part of the
Good.
He was right there. He was right there making comments, and he was involved.
Oh, I was
video.
watching that. I watched that with my dad actually, and he's like, who's this guy to be talking? He's like, it was
Can I have the floor in this one? I'm going to tell you who that guy was. He's a legend in his own mind.
okay.
He's a legend. Hold on. He is a legend. Okay.
In his own mind. I'll just finish it. for you.
No. Hold on. The man's accomplished a lot. Okay. The man has done a lot in Tampa sports radio. In Tampa sports, he's done a lot. He is a legend. Now the problem is this: a legend is something that happened, past tense.
Yep.
And listen, I'm going to go here. I was a photographer. I was a very good photographer. I was near the top of my game as a photographer. Right? I was very successful. Right now, in that industry, I'm a has-been. Okay, I'm a used to be. I did something in the past. If I walked in there and acted like I'm still doing it, if I acted like, hey, look who's here, they should mock me. All right, and instead, the man had people supporting him here. What an idiot! And he, anyway. All right, next.
I don't know.
Next.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Next. Go on,
That's
dude.
2 zings. Jacob, I'm proud of you, bud. You are from Jersey. That's my boy right there.
I'm not from like the good part of New Jersey now.
No, I know that. It's the upper
Wait,
armpit.
are you-
I know exactly.
Wait, I have to go in on the Jersey thing here, bro. First of all, a big freaking thanks for the Jersey Shore. We appreciate that, brother. But aside from that, I do have to see, and this, sir, is a test.
Yes.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Please tell me you know who Jay and Silent Bob are.
Okay. Okay. Hold on.
You're kidding me, right?
I've heard the names. I promise. I
Dude,
don't.
My
remember
wife
the
went
names.
to school with one of them.
wasn't born a decade. They've been gone a decade longer than he was born.
But they're New Jersey born and bred
They're just-
boys.
They're just south of you.
I know Bruce
Jacob,
Springsteen.
they're-
I know Bruce Springsteen. That's what I got for
Yeah,
you.
okay. Bon Jovi, that's what you got. Springsteen and
The one,
Bon Jovi.
the one grew up just south of you over in Atlantic Highlands toward Middletown.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's
Jacob.
just south of Keyport.
Okay.
Jacob, it's just us poking fun. It's a
yeah. Oh,
it's a couple characters from a series of movies. They were filmed in and around the Jersey area. More cult classic than box office movies. And let's see. Right now, I don't think you could legally go see them at a theater, but because the dude abides, I'll send you a link so you can check it out. It's basically. Are you familiar with Harold and Kumar?
yes.
Okay, it's that kind of humor.
Okay.
Okay. That said, I had to find out. I had to gauge where Jacob was on the pop culture references as far as New Jersey goes.
At least go
no.
his life. At least,
I do want to point out though, he went all the way back to Bruce Springsteen and skipped right over Bon Jovi.
No,
which kind
wait.
of makes me have.
I have a friend in Colts Neck, which is in New Jersey, and I have and basically she lives next to Bruce Springsteen, and his house is all gated off and down the street from Bon Jovi. So I knew Bon Jovi was from New Jersey. I knew that whole Bon Jovi thing too, but Bruce Springsteen, I feel like, is he not the bigger name?
They
think-
say Bon Jovi is the biggest rock band ever.
It's a generation thing, I believe. To be
yeah.
honest with you,
It
Yeah, I
is.
think you're right.
Yeah, because I
You're
love
right.
I love Bruce Springsteen. Like, I actually listen to his music. Like, that's like
I mean,
that's
Bruce
crazy.
Springsteen. Yeah, Springsteen is classic. Classic Americana rock and roll, if you will.
Right.
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 Whereas the other one is it's a new generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
But it's still an old generation. Bon Jovi, come on, man.
yeah. Well,
I do like Bon Jovi.
example: Bruce Springsteen wore blue jeans, a flannel shirt with a handkerchief or a rag hanging out his back pocket, all greasy. Bon Jovi wore makeup and hairspray and tights. So yeah, totally different era, bro.
Yeah.
I can't
Well,
argue.
when babies are born in New Jersey, they come out singing Bruce Springsteen songs. What are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, and when people do pregnancy tests and they come up negative, they say, "Oh, living on a prayer," which is a Bon Jovi song.
Yep.
That said, it's good to know that he was able to pull Bruce Springsteen out of the bag. So much
Yep.
respect for
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't listen to any of that. Like, I don't know. I all my friends do. I don't listen to any of that like new music. I don't really like it. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if that's just, I've been told this by too many people that I'm basically like a 40-year-old man just in a 16-year-old's body, which I don't know if that just means like I'm mature, but I just
That's in it. Believe me, we all wish we could go back and feel 16 again.
I wish I could feel 40.
And I don't know. I'll feel whatever age it'll let me.
For the record, Jacob, and everybody listening,
Yes, I said
Rick
it.
Hughes just said what he wishes he could go back and feel 16 again. So take that for what you will. Hey, Rick, I missed the beginning of the show. What did you have for dinner, bro?
I didn't talk about what I had for dinner.
Wait. Stop.
No one
Ooh.
asked me what I had for dinner.
We got to restart the show, bro.
No, I don't usually start with that.
Well,
I usually wait and let somebody ask me what I
I
had.
feel
for
like
I'm
he's
not
stalling because it was
I'm being
McDonald's.
All right,
No,
Rick,
no.
what did you have for dinner, Rick?
You actually know what I had for dinner. I had Italian sausage, hot Italian sausage. So come on now.
Do you see how I tied that into New Jersey, New York area there? You see what I did?
Oh, look.
Yes, I did.
Actually, somebody in the chat room did ask me, and I just didn't. I've been waiting. I haven't had a chance to get to comments. We got some comments here that I do want to bring up.
Forget about it.
Christopher Cole says, I think Checkers is called Rallies in North Carolina. No, we don't have Rallies either. How's the cat, Rick? How's the cat? The cat is sitting right next to me, just sitting up on the chair, looking at me. He's fine. The cat's fine. Tim Weatherspoon says, I got here about 20 minutes late. Has anyone talked about the Alkek meltdown? Never mind, sort of talking about it now. Yeah, it kind of came up.
just a
Gene
little bit.
Deckerhoff instead. Yeah, you gotta love Gene Deckerhoff. Rick, tell us how you really feel. LOL, that was awesome. I'm not even sure what we were talking about there. I can make a guess, but
I'm sure it was something insignificant, but
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm not, I'm always pretty quiet about what I'm really thinking.
You're very shy.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You're shy
About
like Jacob. Right.
he's about as shy,
Here's
he's
a
about as
great-
shy as
Mike
me.
Mike DeRoche says, Rick, what if Alkek calls in tonight?
Guess what? I'll answer
Somebody-
for you. I'll answer for you.
Yeah, what?
He'll say the same thing that he just said to us to him.
Somebody please give him my number. Okay.
Please
Tim
call.
Witherspoon,
I mean-
the Pats built a plug and play system. That's what Tim Witherspoon says. Okay. Do you think Luck will come back to the NFL at some point, or is he really going to stay retired? I think he's done.
Yeah, no, he's done. He's so happy being retired.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard is he's so happy being retired, and
Yeah.
just
Mahomes isn't going to be the LeBron of football. His contract won't let him jump from team to team chasing a championship.
subtle LeBron shot, I guess.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Donnie, you're out of your element.
Who's Donnie?
Okay, wait, whoa, that's for me. Thank you. Who was that?
It was Ethan English.
Ethan English. Thank you for bringing up a reference from the movie
Oh,
The Big
got it.
Lebowski.
Got
Donnie, you're out of your element, Donnie.
Got it. Mike DeRoche, bacon strips, skid mark. I don't know.
Hey, Ethan, me and my brothers didn't lie face down in the muck dying for freedom so you could make a stupid comment on Facebook like this. You're out of your element, Donnie. Anyway,
And everybody who didn't see the movie just signed off.
well, that's
Right.
okay because they signed off to go watch the movie.
And it would
I
be
like it.
well worth their time. Be well worth the time. Okay, Mike DeRoche says the changing of the guard. Keck out, Charnow coming in strong. Nice, Mike. Nice, Mike. Tim Witherspoon. He's
No pressure, Jacob.
yeah.
Oh my god.
What happened?
No. The funny
with
thing
Al?
is, Jacob. The funny thing is, Jacob. He's serious. There is no pressure.
Oh.
Isidore says, what happened with Al? What did I miss? Oh, nothing.
Nothing happened. Don't worry.
Nothing. I pray he calls in. Oh, I pray he does. Oh, so do I. Oh my gosh. See, this is what's funny is he'd be one of the guys who'd be like, you think you're such a tough guy? You come and see me. I dare you to say that to my face. Well, first of all, I'm in Charlotte, so he knows he's safe saying that. Because what's he?
I'm not.
Sure. I'll go. I'm happy to go.
Why'd you make it? You made him sound like Chaz Palminteri.
Want to go to lunch?
I'm not.
I'll buy you lunch.
Listen, I know
You know,
Peter
I-
went off.
I
I
am-
know. I know Peter went off on his little thing, but he was completely right on everything he said. I'm going to give Peter all the credit. I didn't get to talk about it today on my show because I didn't want to bring it up, but Peter is like what the grind that he goes through to do 5 shows a week is the amount that to do 1 show a week I couldn't even imagine. It's insane.
Yeah.
There's nobody that I think deserves to be calling him out on anything, telling him he doesn't know how to do his job.
Yep.
And if you're gonna get your panties in a bunch and then show us that they were in a bunch, I feel like we shouldn't take you seriously from that point. But
Well, not that we do. I mean, if you
cool
watch the
prop.
yeah,
It was a cool prop, and the like I said off air to the guys, I'm not sure what's more disturbing, what actually went down, or the fact that there's a good chance that those were actually his panties.
No.
And
Did
now
you
I
see
know
the
what they're
size of the
looking
crotch. No chance.
Oh,
I mean, seriously, man. Come on. I mean, you're giving credit where credit's due. Okay, he's not Greek. Okay, or Polish, or Jewish.
By the way, now we're going to tie that all the way back to Rick had sausage for dinner.
sausage for dinner.
What, Jacob?
I was waiting for the dude after Rick said he had Italian sausage for dinner. I was waiting for the dude to say something.
Hey, you can mark the tape and use this for a soundbite. I love sausage.
that'll be my new intro. It's just
Wait, you ready? Hold on. Sausage. There you go. There you go.
I'm still waiting for someone to give me an intro, the proper
this feels
intro.
illegal.
I mean, I know 2 of you guys know who Zorba the Greek was. I mean, why can't I get the bouzouki music when I come on, guys?
I don't even.
There's the problem, Harry. Now you can't get it because you asked for it.
Come on, man.
I want to
You know
go
what?
on record as saying it's not just sausage. I am fond of most tubed meat products.
I love meat.
Oh, and for a perfect segue, and sorry, Jacob, you got dragged into this.
I'll save you a lawsuit here.
was awesome. That was awesome. By the way, I wonder how Justin Pulaski's doing. I'm just anyway.
Oh, your fellow countryman.
He's definitely carrying a stick.
Yeah.
I mean, stick carrier. I mean,
yeah.
Richard, carriers. Yes.
Okay, Liz, I got guys in the lobby here lining up.
Who are they? Are they our friends?
Yes, they are. I have Juan Aguadalo from the Tough Bucks podcast and Mike the Brisket de Roche.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
Again, great job tonight. The dude might be tapping out. Do you want to know why? I have to go roll another cigarette, and I'm out of my second course of my meal. I want to say thank you to all of you guys. Thank you for all that's tuning in. Misa Dor, I'm going to hit you up. I'll give you the lowdown on what went down, on the get down, on the sports web. Shout out to Peter Blake. Shout out to Blake Anthony, Ray Kennedy,
Absolutely.
Rick Hughes, all the guys at Bucks Report. Nick, the Pole Master Citro, and everybody else at Bucks Report.
On, you said it.
Did he go into another hibernation?
Okay, go ahead.
He's so very regal. Mike DeRoche, I think I said that right.
Yes, you did.
Canada, we appreciate everybody from Canada. Who else is in the lobby?
Juan Aguadalo.
Juan Aguadalo from the Tough Bucks podcast. Hey, everybody. Show Juan some love. We're going to get him back in the podcasting routine. Jacob, again, great job tonight. Harry the Greek, as always. Usually when someone says 86, that's a bad thing. With you, it's a good thing. 86%, man. And of course, Rick, I would give you a nickname, but Rick Hughes is just all you need, dude. It's like
such a great radio name. It really is.
It's like Rick Hughes, and great job with cooking in the South. More to come. What's tomorrow, everybody? Is tomorrow Wednesday? Cool.
Yep.
That means 7 p.m. right here on Bucks Report. Buck what you heard with Gene Thomas. He'll have a couple special guests. That said, the dude has to go fill his tank up. And I feel like I have some binding going on, so I need to adjust the panties. But anyway, great job. We appreciate you guys. The two guys coming on. And hey, everybody in the chat, click that link and come on, man. What are you scared of? It's not like we're going to make you show us your panties.
All right, guys.
Dude,
On that note, everybody, I got a break for commercial. Okay, we are
Good idea. Good idea.
Way late, and then when I come back, I'll bring these people in. Now, let me say this: what do we always do here when we break for the mid show commercials? What do we always do? I got a great recipe for you guys.
I smoke a cigarette.
Here you go.
Oh boy, that looks delicious.
Yeah, it's that is something
one.
else.
That's one that's gonna put a few on the scale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just because I let it slide doesn't mean it isn't pulling on my heart until it's almost white. 'Cause I wanna let you feel strong.
right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to What's Cooking in the South. We get to bring in some new folks here now. We get to bring in somebody new. Juan Aguadello from the Tough Bucks podcast. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Good. Thank you for your patience. Sorry, I know that ran a little bit long, brother. What'd you have for dinner?
Well, it's actually coming. I'm on the West Coast, so
What are you having for dinner?
some burritos.
Burritos. What kind of burritos?
Pollo, chicken.
Oh, yeah, okay, so you got chicken. All right. Good.
It's this local taqueria over here. You know, in California, we like our tacos. So
Dude, I'll say this: when I was in LA, California Mexican food is so good. It's maybe the best I've had. Like for everywhere I've gone. I've been to Texas. But
yeah, South Texas is the best I've ever had. It's crazy. It's good. It's good. I can tell you this though. I can tell you very, very, very clearly, American Mexican food is better than the food you get in Mexico. That's a fact.
dang, all right, that's problematic, but
Yeah, that's a fact.
okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I've been to Mexico, I don't know, 15, 20 times, and the Mexican food's okay. It's all okay. It's not bad food, but you can get some really good Americanized Mexican food.
There you go. Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. And I think it's an economic thing more than anything, and that's just how that goes. That's how that goes. So
I got a plate of nachos the one time I was in Mexico. I got a plate of nachos for like $2. So I
yeah,
like
well that's Mexico. That is Mexico for you.
Yeah,
That's
my
exactly-
wife and I we went and we had like 6 margaritas, a plate of nachos, and that like the total was $10. So
Yeah.
that was a great time.
I got a great story. Okay, I'll be quick about this. I got a hilarious story. We were filming a TV series that I was producing in Mexico for Travel Channel. And I had my iPad with me and I lost it. I lost my iPad. I wasn't sure where I put it. It had a lot of very, very critical information for the show. I mean, I needed this. I'm looking everywhere. I'm trying to find it. And I can't find it anywhere. I cannot find this thing. I mean, I'm tearing through everything, looking everywhere. Cannot find it all over the resort, anywhere I could have been. Nobody, nowhere. It's gone. I get back home, and I for those of you who have Find My iPhone or Find My whatever that Apple has, what happens is I typed in. It didn't show me a location when I went to find it, but I typed in, if someone tries to turn this on, and I put the following message, I want this to show up on the home screen. When they try and turn it on, I wanted to say, this iPad is property of the United States government and is being tracked. Please contact, and then I put my phone number, and it said, please contact me immediately. 15 minutes later, my phone rang. I had left it in a cab, and the cab driver called me, sent it to me, wouldn't take any money from me. Sent it to me, thinking the whole time it was a United States government iPad that he had stumbled into.
That's really cool.
I mean, that's a good idea. I probably I will do that if I ever lose my iPad or any iMac accessory. So
yeah, it's a great way to, it was awesome. And the fact that I was overseas, it scared the crap out of the poor guy, I'm sure. So Juan, tell me, talk to me. Your thoughts, your impressions, your feelings, your everything after the last game.
I'm feeling good. We got the W. I mean, it wasn't a pretty win, but hey, a win is a win. Dan Bailey, the MVP of the game, giving us the win. So there are some concerns that I have about the team as a whole, but for the most part, they got the job done. They got the W, and I'm happy with that. So hey, coming off a bye, you're expected to win, but I'd like it to be a little bit more prettier than how it was. But
isn't that, yeah, and that's what's so funny, Bucks fans. Last year we would have taken a win no matter what. This year we're bitching that they're not pretty enough.
Yeah, and you know, I've been on Peter's show a couple of times, and I try to scale back. You know, I try to tell people like, yeah, let's calm down. You know, like it's still year one. You know, and I'm not using this as an excuse. Oh, no OTAs, no practice. You know, no preseason games. That's going to affect chemistry between the teams. So you know, it's and I don't want to use that excuse always, but you know, coming off of the bye week, you would expect them to look a little bit, you know, a little bit more efficient on offense, and you know, in the first quarter again.
Okay, not the first quarter, and that's where the problem lies. But they only had one possession in the first quarter. Yeah. First of all, so how efficient can you look? Okay, yes, you can have one drive at most, but I mean,
those slow starts, they don't help the defense at all.
At all, like, and that's what I've been saying. I agree with you entirely, Juan.
Yeah, and like with the defense, I think a good defense is a defense that doesn't play a lot of minutes, you know, especially with the guys that we have. You know, those guys are they can get after the quarterback. The real liability is in the back end, you know, the corners against the pass. And that's been a problem we've been facing the last couple of years. We thought that we've gotten over that hurdle, but it seems like, you know, if they can't produce a pass rush, the corners are going to be in trouble. But fortunately, in the last game, they were able to get to the quarterback 6 times, and Carlton Davis was able to make a couple of good plays. I
think the key to this team is not falling behind. If you play in a close game or with the lead, this defense is brutal to deal with. If you're playing from ahead, it can cause some issues because the defense is risking, you know, it's scrambling, trying to find what to do, trying to figure out, you know, trying to save the day. If this team can pin it, if this line and these guys can pin their ears back, it's just, I think it's ugly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I completely agree with you, Rick. I think I need to pop out of here. I'll talk to you too.
Yeah, you just keep in touch. You let me know. Do you want to tell everybody where to find you?
Absolutely. So yeah, you can check out the Hard Count Football Podcast on YouTube and SoundCloud, and then you can check out the Hard Count Football Podcast live, which is Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Hard Count Football YouTube channel, and then now on Bucks Report, which is very exciting, and I really appreciate the opportunity for letting you guys let me host my show on there. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Jacob Charno, Instagram at Hard Count Football, and now TikTok at Hard Count Football as well. A lot of fun stuff going on over there. Go check me out. And Rick, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on.
Love having you here. Like I always say, the show is smarter when you're on it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You have a good one, Jacob.
You too, man. I'll see you.
All right. Juan, I'm going to go ahead and bring Mike. No, Juan, you're not familiar with Mike. Let me introduce you to him once he gets in here.
I'm not familiar with anybody on this.
Okay, well, we're gonna
nice to meet everyone.
Okay, we are gonna fix that. All right, Mike, the Brisket DesRochers, a Canadian Bucks fan that we have here. First of all, before I get any further, Mike, what'd you have for dinner?
I had breaded pork chops and mac and cheese.
Oh, that's nice.
And,
very nice.
Salad.
Okay, very nice. Juan, Mike didn't know what brisket was when he first came on. That's why he's got the name Brisket.
Really?
He'd never heard. He's like, "What's brisket?" I'm like, "Oh my god,
it's a delicious meat."
Yeah, it's heaven.
Yeah.
Juan. Now let me introduce you to Harry. Okay, Harry the Greek, right above you. If you look straight up, yeah. If you look straight up, or Harry, you look straight down, you'll see him. Harry the Greek. The only way to describe Harry is he's the direct line we have to Vegas. He's the direct line to Vegas. He's the
Don King.
He's what?
The Don King of gambling.
Yeah. If you want to know
the bookies.
If you want to know what's going on, lines or anything, if you want to know it, Harry is the guy. I mean, he's proven himself week after week. It's one thing to talk; it's another thing to produce, and Harry does just that thing. Just that exactly.
Is gambling legal in in Florida?
It's legal all
sport-
over the place.
Hey.
Legalism.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Juan. How are you today?
Doing all right, ready for my burrito. It's about 7:30 over here in California, but it's been pretty cold over here. How's it been over there in Florida?
Well,
Not too bad.
Ironically, I'm not in Florida.
In
So
Florida right now, the weather is probably 71 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We're going to get a little bit of a cold front. Feel bad for us.
Right.
We're going to be low in the upper 40s, high in the upper 60s. But then don't worry about it. Next week, it'll be 85 and sunny.
Yeah, and that's why Tom Brady went to Florida.
Absolutely. Rick, Juan, Mr. Brisket, I got to cut out of here. Does anybody want to pick for the early part for the week or no?
Harry, before you go,
Sir. There we go. Oppa!
brother.
You see, Rick, at least someone on this show loves me still.
Hey, it's 40 degrees here. Shut up. I'm cold.
it's 60 in Florida right now. Degrees.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. My heart breaks for you.
I don't usually give out lines this early in the week, but two games are kind of jumping off of the page. I've had a chance to rewatch a couple of the games before I go. I don't like either team with the spread this week. I do like Tampa on the road. The line is now
Give us
minus
too
5.5.
much. Give us too much because you'll be back on Thursday.
Oh, I understand that. I'm just saying, right now it's like a 50-50 combo. Anybody familiar with what money line plays are?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. For the people out there that are on the panel listening and the people that are out there listening, every time I've ever gave a game, it's always against the spread. This time you're not going to take the points or you're not going to lay the points. And I've got two games that offset each other. I like Tampa on the money line at minus 200. And I absolutely love the Bears to win the game outright in Minnesota. They're getting 3.5 points. Don't take it. Because Tampa's minus 200, Chicago's plus 250. So when you put the two of them together, it's just like making a normal play. A typical $100 to get you
Got
back
it. Even
about
though the
400.
line is different and all that. Got it. Yeah. Makes sense.
That's how it is. But anyway,
Okay.
hopefully everything will come in. I'll have some more pick for you on Thursday night if I'm available. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Juan, it's been a pleasure meeting you, my brother.
Take it easy.
You too, man.
I like
Come on,
Tim
man.
Witherspoon's response to-
Give me the fight, Juan. Come on, give it to me. I seen you get on the shows before. There you go. There you go.
Gotta fire those cannons, baby.
Oh, God.
One, is gambling legal? What are you, a cop? Awesome.
See. Hey, we'll catch you later, Rick. Thank you for
Have a
having
good
me
one.
on.
Thanks, Harry.
Take care, gentlemen.
See it.
Awesome. Okay. So, Mike, you got questions for us?
Yeah, what's up with Dean? Is he going to be able to play this Sunday?
I've not heard an update about Jamel Dean. Have you?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I haven't heard anything.
No, and we all know about Rojo having surgery on his hand, right? Getting a pin put in. I don't believe he's playing this week.
Is
I'm
that-
not sure.
Is that his ball hand?
Well, you're running back. You switch hands back and forth, so it's not.
got to
like
be able to
quarterback.
block too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know that he's going to be in the game. I don't think he's going to be in the game. I wouldn't think so. I think they're going to have to give him at least a game. It's not like he's trying to catch the ball,
He can't
but
take
you've
it.
got to be able to secure it.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it. You need him in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and especially when you're going up against the Falcons twice and the Lions, who both teams they're just sloppy. So I wouldn't risk it. I'd rather just put Leonard Fournette in and give him some reps. I mean, this is a great opportunity for him to get some reps out there because he was a healthy scratch last week, and he
I
hasn't
want to
really
go a
done
different
much.
direction, Juan. I want to go a different direction. I think this is the perfect opportunity to give Keyshawn Vaughn some work.
Yeah, him too. I mean,
Yeah.
now you could really utilize a rotation with those three backs.
Yeah.
You don't really have to depend on Rojo to be the main
Right.
bell cow.
Right. I would love to see Keyshawn Vaughn get the bulk of the carries. I would love to see. Let's give this kid some work and let's see what happens. I mean, that I think would be awesome.
Is
So-
Fournette in the doghouse?
Well, apparently, I mean, they he was not active last week. So,
Why?
yeah, well, I got a sneaking feeling. Okay, I have no information on this. I've not heard anything. I've not read anything. I got a sneaking feeling something's going on behind the scenes.
He missed a meeting.
Complaining maybe that he's not getting the ball enough. That Rojo's getting the carries. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny because like you see a lot of Buck fans, they send out these like tweets about like
Right.
showing the video of him just running into a lineman where there's an open hole right here. So maybe his running, his vision hasn't been as we expected it to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but it's weird that they didn't just use him as a backup. I mean, they literally deactivated. I mean, they put him. He was not active for the game. So, I mean, they had Keyshawn Vaughn active. So,
but that's why you bring up. That's why you bring all those backs, LaShawn McCoy and Leonard Fournette, to the fold because of instances like this. You knew that something was going to happen eventually.
Well, I think you sent a message too. I think it sends a message, especially if there is something going on behind the scenes, which is the only thing that makes sense to me. So,
Did Fournette sign a 1-year contract only or 2-year contract?
I think it's one.
1 year? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one. So, yeah, that's pretty important information. Because that means there's no loss. I mean, you put him. I don't know. Tim Witherspoon says, "Did we pick up Fournette to keep him from playing against us and possibly as cheap trade equity for next year?" I don't believe they have him under contract for next year. Tim, I may be wrong on that, but I don't think that's the case. But no, to keep him from playing against us, he was with Jacksonville. I mean, if you're
Didn't do
wondering,
much last year.
yeah, maybe he was going to end up going somewhere else. I don't know. I don't think he was enough of a threat for that. I think they got out of him what they wanted out of him, and who knows? He may be back running again. I don't know. He's never had to share the starting role. His first week here, he had that big run for a TD, and I think his head got big. He has a notoriously bad attitude. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm bringing it up, because it was a do not pass go, do not collect $200. It was a straight to the doghouse. I mean, straight to I mean, they didn't just activate McCoy and then use McCoy instead of Fournette. I mean, he wasn't even active for the game. So to me, it's obviously there is something going on there. They were sending a message to him. There was something there that they decided this is the way we're going to handle it in-house.
When a player isn't active for a game, does he just stay home or does he go to the stadium?
I think they can. I'm not sure if they can be on the sidelines or not, or up in the press box. I'm sure they can. I mean, they're not in uniform. They're not in pads. So
yeah, I'm sure they would have showed him if he was on the sideline.
Yeah,
I think he was just at home.
Wow.
What's the status for Vita Vea? Still out for the year? Broken?
Yeah, I think he's gone for the year. I don't even think it's something to revisit. I think he's done for the year. I don't think it was like maybe he can come back from the playoffs. I think he was done for the year. That's my understanding.
That's a huge loss, boy.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that I think they've dealt with that. They've come up with these solutions. They've worked it. They know what I just think.
I think all things considered, though, I think Roches Nunez has been doing a pretty damn good job filling in, and the pickup of what's his name, McClendon from the New York Jets. He's been disruptive too.
How about Patrick O'Connor?
Ooh, he's solid. I love Pat.
Yeah, how about that?
He's scrappy. He got himself a nice little sack last week.
Yes, he did. Now I heard something interesting, and you talk about quietly. Shaq Barrett has 8 sacks.
That's
2 last week.
Yeah, but it's talk about a quiet season, and all of a sudden you're like, wait, he has how many sacks? He has 8, and I think who is it has 9? Is it Sue?
JPP?
Or JPP? One of them has 9. They're talking about 2 Bucks players. Could I mean, it could even happen theoretically next week. 2 Bucks players could go into double-digit sacks.
Hey, I definitally see that happening, especially against, we're playing some slops in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. That's so hard. What a great way to go into the playoffs. I mean, seriously, get that momentum, get the confidence, get the work together where everybody's getting their timing right. I think it's a great idea to get Keyshawn Vaughn some work right now. I really do. I think it pays off next year.
So do you go Keyshawn Vaughn first and then McCoy, then Fournette?
I would like to see the starting running back. I'm probably going to get all kinds of pushback on this. I would like to see Vaughn be the starting back and spell him with McCoy.
I don't see that happening. It's going to be Fournette. It's going to be Fournette, McCoy, and Vaughn.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I can dream. It's my dream.
It's your dream.
Let me dream. No, I think Keyshawn Vaughn's going to be a beast in this league. I really do. And I want to see right now. I mean, look at who he's got in front of him. I mean, what are you going to do? So, Peter would say he's a victim of volume, but I think it'd be great to see him get some playing time. So I don't expect him to take over the starting role. I just want to see what he can do in that role. I don't expect it to be permanent. Look, let him take the first couple drives. Let's see what he does.
What kind of runner is Vaughn? Is he more of a slasher?
Yeah, and he's great at catching passes out of the backfield. So, yeah, he's quick.
Is he a fumble guy?
No, not at all. Not at all.
He did have that one fumble. I like after that fumble he had, I think in like the first quarter of the season, I didn't really see much of him after that.
No, it was a weird play too. It was a weird fumble. I mean, it wasn't
all on him. It was
right.
It was a weird fumble, yeah. Right.
It was not a brutal, like, what the heck are you doing, kid? It wasn't one of those, like, carry the ball out here, Wasn't like that. But I don't know. Mike, you got any questions for us?
Who's going to kick for the Bucks this Sunday?
There's a great question.
If the COVID is positive.
I hear Aguayo is available.
Oh, boy.
That's what I said.
You know what he's doing for a living? You guys know what Roberto Aguayo is doing? This is going to sound like I'm joking, okay? Everybody's going to think I'm joking.
He's golfing.
He's an intern for the He's an intern for the PGA.
Hey, I respect it.
In the cart?
No, I know. I respect it, but best college football kicker in history.
Is it? Aren't you supposed to be interning while you're in college, not like after?
Exactly. That's the funny part. It's like, wow, what is he interning?
Okay, so what happened with Aguayo? Just confidence? Is he? What happened with him when he played in Tampa? Was it just lack of?
Wasn't just Tampa. Well, I mean, he went to 2 other teams, I believe, after Tampa.
He just stinks.
How does he stink that bad after what he did in college? What happened? I mean, that's got to be all in your head, like a reliever who comes in and all of a sudden can't throw the ball anywhere near home plate.
It's crazy.
Are the goalposts different in the NFL as opposed to college?
No, they used to be, but they're not anymore. Tim Witherspoon says JPP has 9 sacks. He also says Vaughn won't get the start over Fournette. No, I know. I'm sure you're right about that. Christopher Cole asks, is Rojo out or something? He had surgery today and had a pin put in his pinky. So
fractured finger.
Yeah, I believe he is out.
Is the pin in for 2 weeks, a week, 10 days?
Don't know. I do not know.
I mean, with Chris Godwin, it was a few weeks he had the pins in. He missed 1 week, and he had I believe 6 pins, and he played with them in for a few weeks.
Yeah, you're a receiver. A receiver, it's different also, I think. My guess is, I mean, you're getting the impact of the ball hitting the fingers. I don't know how it works for a running back. I have no idea. Is Rojo out or something? Yeah, that's that. He had a surgery today. Vaughn played in a bad program in the SEC and still rushed for over 1,000 yards his last year in college against the SEC's top teams like Alabama and LSU. So
He went
Yeah.
to college. Where, Vaughn? Where to go to college?
He started off in Illinois and then
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
I couldn't. I had Tulane stuck in my head.
Okay.
Tim. Yeah, he went to Chicago. Not sure where he went after that. I think he went somewhere out in California. Doesn't matter. It didn't work for Aguayo. No matter how you want to slice it. Frustrating. That's and to be honest with you, I mean, when you watch that on Hard Knocks, when you watch that conversation when he got cut, that was heartbreaking. I mean, we can make fun of it. You guys, what the heck is wrong with you? Do you guys have no soul?
It's sad.
Oh my gosh.
I get it. It's sad when someone gets fired.
No, I mean that was awesome.
That was beautiful.
What is wrong with you people?
No, it's sad when you hate to see it, but at the end of the day,
One's like, yeah, it was sad.
when you stink, you stink, and with the history we have with the kicking position, that was time to go.
No argument. No argument. Absolutely no argument. I mean, when you stink, and he stunk, and it was time to go. It's like sad when you think about the guy. It was like his dream to play the NFL. I mean, all of that, and then he was kicking like Dan Bailey. I mean, it's just that's why.
Whole year?
What's that?
Did he last the whole year? Right? Did he?
He lasted into the second year.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it and you just. I like Dan Bailey with the Vikings. This is what cracks me up about Buccaneers fans. Is Buccaneers fans will sit there and they'll come up with excuses. I mean, like last year or the year before, when the Buccaneers had a bad kicker and they'd lose a game, it would always be, yeah, look at how bad this team is. Look at how horrible this team is. Minnesota has a kicker that misses the kicks, and they're like, well, look at how bad the Bucs are. even though it's Minnesota's kicker missing, they're still like, now it's like somehow they're holding that against the Bucs. Like, oh, well, if he would have hit those kicks, they still would have lost. Okay, so I mean, I just think it's funny how when the Buccaneers have a bad kicker, it's look at how bad the Buccaneers are. When the Buccaneers win because of a bad kicker, when the Bucs lose because of a bad kicker, it's because the Bucs are bad. When they win because the other team has a bad kicker, it's look at how bad the Bucs are. I mean, something's wrong with the thinking with this fan base. And
well, I mean, to their defense, if he hits all of those missed field goals, the 3 field goals and the extra points, is a completely different game. Like, you can't. Yeah, in theory, by points we would have won, but it would have changed the entire trajectory of the game.
Sure. And Tom Brady still would have been Tom Brady, and Rojo still would have been Rojo, and they would have played differently on Tampa's side.
But let's be honest. Tom Brady hasn't been the Tom Brady that we know, like against the Rams.
All right, Juan.
I'm just being honest. Hey, I'm a big Tom Brady fan, but
I'm gonna say BS. I'm gonna call BS. Okay. He's got 30 touchdowns already.
Okay.
He's on pace for Jameis Winston type of yards, and he only has 11 interceptions. He's having one of the best statistical careers or years of his career. Okay. So to say he's not the same Tom Brady, he's the same freaking Tom Brady. He's just in a different system.
I was going to say in the last couple of weeks, but I forgot to mention that. I mean, against the Rams and against the Saints, he pretty pedestrian numbers if you ask me.
But when he was in New England, did he ever have pedestrian numbers?
Of course, everyone does.
Yes, but and did you draft Tom Brady as a fantasy quarterback when he was in New England?
Once.
No,
yes.
Right, but he was not your guy. You didn't go after him because he had pedestrian numbers. Okay, So to me, this is what the entire freaking problem is, that people had a certain expectation.
I agree.
Versus the reality of the fact that he's doing better than he did in New England. And people don't see it because of unrealistic team expectations, and they thought they were just going to be happy every day, all the time, all 4 quarters of every game. It didn't matter. They were just going to. The Bucs weren't even going to be challenged by anybody, and if they are, this team sucks.
I will say he has been distributing the rock around completely, and he's been doing a good job, and that's what he lacked in New England was, a receiving core, and he's done a great job giving the ball to Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Chris Godwin. All those guys have, a lot of touchdowns, and I think the numbers aren't pretty in terms of the receivers, but hey, he's getting everyone involved, and that's what you want.
To me, this is one of my favorite statistics. Who leads the league in interceptions over the last 2 years? Over the last 2.
Brady?
This year and last year. If you total all of this year and all of last year, who leads the league in interceptions?
Is this a trick question?
Not a trick.
Jameis Winston, of course.
Yes, sir. Okay. And he hasn't played a game this year.
Oh, yeah.
Played half a game.
He played half a game. He still leads the league in interceptions.
And he still sucks.
Over the 2 years. Okay. I mean, do you know how? And people look at Brady and complain. It's because they thought Tom Brady was going to come in and that there was going to be confetti at every game and, trumpets blasting and blaring. And it was going to be just magical 60 minutes a game, 16 weeks. It was just going to be perfection, and everything was going to be amazing and wonderful and hallelujahs. And
why not think that way?
Why not? Because it's not realistic, especially in this year.
I feel like
this year. And he wasn't that before. He wasn't that in New England. He wasn't a guy you drafted for fantasy football. Because he wasn't putting up gaudy numbers and all that.
He's an upgrade from Winston, though. Like Ferrari and a Honda Prius.
Dang.
Hey, I drive a Prius. Watch it.
Do you really? Sorry.
I'm not like Juan. Juan drives the Ferrari.
Oh yeah, no. That's not true.
California guy.
I wish. Maybe in my next life.
Yeah. Jameis Winston. Yeah, Tim just said. Yeah, Jameis still leads with interceptions. It's a horrifying statistic.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's people need to tone down their expectations, especially with I know I want to win the Super Bowl as bad as the next person, but it's a lot of work and it takes time. And this is an interesting year. Yeah. It's not a year like any other. So I hope that they're still able to perform at a high level and go far in the playoffs and possibly play a Super Bowl in Raymond James. That would be a dream come true. But
what?
Could you imagine playing in our home stadium?
Oh, that'd be amazing. And that's where if this year, if the Super Bowl was in a different city, I don't think people would be like they are right now. I think and Juan, this is what I've said repeatedly, is that I believe this is a year for hope. That we hope for the Super Bowl. We hope for that kind of achievement. Next year is a year to expect that kind of achievement. Yeah, and that's where things got messed up is this fan base expects it this year. This fan base thought that the Buccaneers signed a Lombardi trophy to the roster. Yeah. And that's where the mistake comes in. So anyway, guys, all right, we are going to finish this up for the night. Yeah. How about Mike? You go first, brother. You got anything you want to add on your way out the door?
No, I'm just looking forward to Sunday and go Bucks.
Go Bucks, and hopefully I'll see you Thursday night.
Okay, guys, take care. Good night.
Have a
See
good
you.
one.
Take care, Mike.
Juan, you want to tell everybody where to find you, and do you have anything to add? You've got the floor.
No, I mean, you really right now I haven't been putting out any content on the YouTube. That's usually where you can find me. But on Twitter, use the handle Tough Bucks. That's where you can see what kind of shenanigans I'm up to. Hopefully, in the near future, I'll be able to put up some more content. But it's just been tough with the COVID situation, especially out here in California. A lot more strict than they are in Florida.
I'm in Charlotte, by the way. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, by the way.
Are they strict over there?
Yeah, way different. I just moved here a couple of months ago from Atlanta, and it's like night and day.
Oh, really?
It really is like night and day. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's like wide open. All the restaurants are completely open. There's nothing. I mean, it's like there's COVID doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Here, when I say yelled at, I mean, literally, I got yelled at when I walked into a bank because apparently I didn't read the novel posted on the door about all the regulations and everything. And I guess I was supposed to wait outside until they called me in.
Yeah.
And I mean, they could have simply said, "Hold on, sir, please step outside." But instead, I mean, they were practically screaming and running like people on fire.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, I get the safety protocols and all that stuff, but like to be aggro and like there's no point in that. Like, let's this is a time for all of us to be kind to one another. Like,
yes,
it's a tough time. Let's just get through it. And like, really, what's been holding everybody together has been football, and really Sundays has been something that everyone could look forward to. So, for me, I'm looking forward to this game against the Falcons. They always play us tough. But I do think if we are who we are, we'll beat them soundly. So I'm looking forward to a dominant win here. I want the boys to come out, start fast, and just show that they can beat scrubs when when we play them.
Yeah. I'm waiting for one of those games. I'm waiting for one of those pretty games. It'll have it.
We had a couple.
Yeah,
the Raiders game that was good.
Yeah, I'm waiting for another one to come along here. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm expecting it because we're playing. Like I said, we're playing some slops for the next 3 weeks, and so hopefully that'll give them confidence leading into the playoffs. But the playoffs, that's where the cream of the crop, that's where they're going to be. And so we need to prove that, that we beat the teams that we're supposed to beat. And hopefully we could beat the teams that, that are on the upper echelon of the league for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Happy holidays.
You're welcome back
for sure.
All right.
Let me know.
You got it. Happy holidays to you too, my friend.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me on another episode at the intersection of food and football. Here presented by eWire Solutions. Thanks for joining What's Cooking in the South. It's this is a fun show. I love this. I love this show. I love the people on this show. I love to have you guys around. I love the comments. I love all of that. And I really I hope you guys will get more involved in this show. That's what's going to make this thing work, man. That is what's going to make this thing work. So please, by all means, be a part of the intersection of food and football. That's what's going to make this whole thing fun. All right, guys. So on the way out the door, I want to say 2 things. Just work hard and be kind. And the other thing is, as always, eat good. Go Bucks.